Hello and welcome to the Knitsforthesoul podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm recording for you from central Germany. It has been a couple of weeks since my last podcast episode. That's due to a lot of stuff going on in my private life, and now it's the weekend, and I think when this video will be online and you'll be able to see that, it's going to be Sunday, the 4th of July. So to all my American viewers, happy 4th of July, and I hope you have nice weather and can celebrate with your friends and families. Well, this podcast is mainly about knitting, but also about the books I read, and when I feel like it, about journaling as well. Today I have 2 whips for you, tons of books, and a bit of new yarns. I think the last 4 weeks since my last podcast have not been as productive as I would like to have. So there was, at the beginning of June, I think, a cast-on party where I started a lot of new projects, and since then I was mainly knitting a few rows here and there due to changing projects at work, which turned out really great. So I'm happy I joined that project. I have wonderful colleagues, a really cool business manager, so she's really fantastic, and I like the team and the project itself. Let's see where that is headed now during the summer. And so we had a couple of issues with my son's school, and it didn't turn out as we hoped. So he's home with me now for the remaining few weeks of the school year. It's homeschooling is not going as well as it should, but I think it will still be okayish in the end, I guess. And we're going to change schools again the next school year. So the one we go back to is some kind of a special school. He went before the normal school he went to this past school year. So I think they are better equipped for his needs. So I'm kind of glad we can go back there, and I hope the 4th year of his elementary school will be much better, and that they can prepare him for a normal school. When he joins all the other 5th graders. I hope so, at least. So this has been a real struggle for us. So he's taking it not very well, and me neither. So I really needed my knitting and reading to stay on top of the things, I guess you could say. Hence the title of this podcast as well. Sorry, I'm really hot, though it's not very hot outside here, but I think we will get a storm tonight because we have those tiny flies everywhere, and I spritzed myself with some repellent because they are really annoying, and they're also getting into your eyes, and I'm sorry if I have to fuzz around my face all the time, but they're tickling horribly, and when I look on my iPad I see that they are crawling over the screen as well, and it's totally red as well, sorry. So for more reality on social media, right? So this has been up with us for the past month. yeah, so there were a couple of drawbacks and many days where I was really, yeah, how to say that, yeah, emotionally dry. It was just awful. Yeah. But now to more fun things. So if you follow me on Instagram, my account there is the same as here on YouTube. Knitsforthesoul. You probably have seen my the Sixpence socks. Yes, by this Handmade Life tons of times because they were my main project, and I posted, I have no idea, but many pics of them. So here is the first sock I finished a while ago, and this is some hand-dyed yarn by Sandra Grafulness. So we did a swap, and toes and heel and cuff are leftovers from the sock project I did before that. So, and I'm really on the last rows of the leg. Let's see if I can put them next to each other. So not much before I can do the cuff, and this is what I have left. And the funny thing is, if you see, I did not do that on purpose. I just, where is it? Oh yeah, I just used that ball and just kept knitting, and the heels are just, well, almost similar. So this is really fun. The toes are not at all, but the heels, I think this is funny. So I'm knitting away on them, but I'm getting distracted all the time by watching podcasts or documentaries, and I've been watching a lot of historical stuff lately because of the current book I'm reading. That is Lucy Worsley's The Courtiers. It's about the life on the Georgian court in 18th century England. I really like her. She is a wonderful historian, and yeah, the book is really great. So it's based on that grand staircase at Kensington, where George I commemorated all the stuff and let's say the lower ranks of his court. It's really fun to read about that, and there I'm getting distracted too. Usually I would have finished a book like that in less than a week, but all the people mentioned in there, I start to Google them and research, and yeah, it's taking me off the path of reading that book. Anyway, yeah, so these are is my current project, almost finished. And as I mentioned, I had this cast-on party for the summer sock call 2021. I forgot who it started. I found it on Instagram and just yeah, run along with it. If I find it, I will put it down below in the information. So I started another pair. I think it was in the previous episode, but definitely on Instagram, where I had started both of the toes with this yarn and was trying to decide with which yarn I would do the body. So I had this other yarn by Sandra and had started a bit on the foot and decided, well, it looked okayish here, yeah, but not on the other toe. And I decided, no, I'd rather go with a pink one and use something else for this. So I found in also another swap stash I did, I think, more than 5 years ago. I found some hand-dyed sock yarn, this one. I have no idea what it is. I really have no idea. And I thought this is a great combination So yeah, I just started that toe and then knitted 2 rounds in that main color and decided, so which kind of pattern would I like? And I decided, can you see that? These are slipped stitches, and there are slipped, I think, over 2 rows. I'm not really sure. I have to look that up. And right now I have no idea whose pattern that is, but I will put it in somewhere here. So this is the other sock that will just follow the Sixpence one when I'm done with them. Hopefully today. That would be nice. My first July finished project. And because I wanted to see something else than pink, I started another toe. I think I was with my aunt last week when I did this, because I forgot how the pattern worked, and I just started another toe. Yeah, so these are my current whips, and I really hope I can finish the Sixpence this weekend at least, and yeah, go on with the orangey ones. I also started a sweater with a German, I'm sorry, oh, those things are annoying. Sorry, my dog found some wood and he's chewing on it, and I was just wondering what it was, because the cable for my iPad is running along here as well, because the battery almost died. Okay, so this spray stuff did not work at all. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, I started this sweater also with that cast on party with a German wool. It's called Finkhof. It's they make a German merino wool. It's a little more on the rustic side, but it's very pretty. Lots of very beautiful colors, and I have the same kind of marled or semi-solid yellow from that. And I started Andrea Mowry's Weekender with that yarn, but I will change the pattern a bit with details from another sweater, but I haven't knitted past the hem yet, so there's nothing much to show and nothing much to talk about, so hopefully next episode. Yeah. Well, last week I saw some girls of my Stitch and Bitch in real life. That was so amazing. It was such a wonderful afternoon, and we sat on my friend Denise's balcony and had coffee and treats and knitted and chatted, and it was a very, very lovely afternoon and early evening. And yeah, I'm really glad this is possible again. So I also received my second vaccination the week before, and I'm really glad I had no issues with either of those. So apart from a little dull throb in the arm, there was no side effects, which is really nice, and I'm so glad I'm done with this now, and my son and I are safe. The whole time, when he still went to school every day, he had to test twice a week. He was always negative, but he had to use public transport to come back home every day, and this was, yeah, it was a bit, I wouldn't say terrifying, but worrying every day. So because of course we don't want to get that virus, and yeah, so as a single mom, I really don't have anybody around who would be able to care for my son if I got this COVID thing. So this was another emotional roller coaster, actually, and I'm probably one of millions out there, of course. So yeah, don't take this serious. But I'm really glad this chapter is over as well, and I know we're safe. And my aunt and my cousin also got vaccinated a month before us, and they're safe as well, and we can visit, and it's really great to have those contacts again, and now also with my girls from the Stitch and Bitch. So hopefully soon we will meet at our cafe again, and yeah, in a bigger group, and just enjoy that Stitch and Bitching. Yeah. Okay, I have so for the knitting part, I think I showed you last time. Did I do that? I'm not sure. Did I receive that back then? I don't know. I treated myself to some yarn, and it's plant dyed, also from Germany. It's a non-superwash fingering weight by Woollentwine, Jule von Woollentwine. She also has a podcast, and I got one of her very, very pretty sock sets. So this colorway is called Daisy. It's on a Corriedale base, and yeah, I've been able not to wind it up and start a new pair of socks because I thought, no, I want to show you before, and in all its prettiness in it, still in the hank. So it's really nice. And did I say it's non-superwash? I think I did. Yeah. So it's really, really pretty. So it's yeah, 100 grams with a 400 meters and the mini. Really nice. I was glad to get one, and it was hard to decide because all of the 4 or 5 sets, they were really pretty. But well, I'm a sucker for that mustardy yellow, so I got that pair. And when I met up with the girls last week, I also got a present by Denise. She is not only knitting and crocheting, but she's also dyeing yarn and also spinning yarn. And she gave me 2 hanks of her hand-spun Coburg Fox. You see, so this is undyed. I already knitted with that kind of yarn. I have a sweater with it. The Coburg Fox is very rustic yarn. I don't know if you can see that. Do you see the little hairs in here? So it's a more rustic yarn, but nevertheless a really, really wonderful kind of breed. And so it's a bit over 100 grams. Let's see what I can make of this. And then she spun up some, I think it's also a German merino, but it's some kind of merino. And the fiber is from Wollschaf. Wollschaf, okay, it's with 3 A's and an R. So, and well, what did I say about yellow? Well, she knows it. So thank you again via this channel, Denise. It's really lovely, and as it's basically kind of the same weight, I think I will be able to combine them. It's really, really awesome. Yeah. Okay. Okay, getting rid of the flies. Yeah. So this is basically the end of the yarny part. Now I have a lot of books to show you, and still sticking to the knitting portion of this podcast, I show you 3 books I got myself for my birthday in June. A lot of companies have those. I think have those programs where you can, where you get a bonus for all kinds of things. So we have this for if you're not sick. So a health bonus kind of thing, and they put a certain amount of money each month on a card, which has a lot of affiliates, and I received a new card which I had to register, and found out I had a bit of a balance on that because I never look at it, and forgot that we have this. So, and because I'm rarely sick, thank God, there was quite some balance on that gift card thingy, and I treated myself and my son to some books. Well, you can use that for all kinds of affiliate shops, whatever. I decided to use it for books. I got 3 audiobooks for my son because his birthday is next week, and I thought, yeah, why not? He doesn't care where they are from. Anyway, and I purchased a lot of books, also 4 knitting related books, and 3 of those are already with me. I'm still waiting for the one I didn't know before, but it was not in stock when I purchased it, so I'm hoping they will send it as soon as possible. Anyway, I will show you the 3 books I got in time for my birthday, actually. So the first is, I think you probably know them all anyway, but the first is Threads of Life by Claire Hunter. It's the history of the world through the eye of a needle. So this is a really interesting thing, non-fiction-y stuff, but also historical, and then, well, fiber related. I'm really looking forward to reading this. And then I got 2 sock books. So the first, you probably all know, is Clara Parks' The Knitter's Book of Socks. I wanted to have this in my fiber library for ages, and when I saw I could just get them basically for free, I ordered it. So it's really a wonderful book, and not just because of the patterns, but just because of the photography, and just browsing through it, having a cozy time, knitting more socks and more socks, being a sockaholic. I don't mind. So this is that. And then I got the Knitmore Girls' sock draw project thing. I got it in German because the English one was not available, and usually it's not this way around, but the German version was way cheaper than the English one. Usually it's the other way around, but as I also got this because of the very nice photography, and not really because of the patterns. There are a couple I would like to knit. That's not the issue, but yeah. So just browsing through and looking at the pretty socks. And yeah, I got the German one. So these are the 3 knitting books, and then I got myself a book I've read before a couple of years back, but I only had it on loan from a friend, And when I saw they had it on stock, I thought, oh, I really love this book and I want it on my bookshelf and hopefully read it again, because it's worthy of rereading. It's Laline Paul's The Bees, as the original is French and I don't speak French. I didn't care in which language I actually have it, English or German. So because I've read it in German before, I decided I like the translation very much, which often is not the case when I try out translations. If I can, I always read the English original. But if I have a book I don't know the original language of, as for example French, then I either buy the English or the German version. Yeah, so this is The Bees. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a really nice one. Sorry, it's like I feel these flies are all over me. This is, though they're not. I'm fly free at the moment, but it's let me just translate this. So this is about Flora. Flora is the bee number 717, and she's a big bee. Very how is it called? So her pelt is very rough, and everyone thinks of her as ugly. And as she's just a lowly working bee, she has to fight against the discriminations of the other bees. And so it turns out that which shouldn't be possible, but she's in the service of the queen then at one point, and she falls in love with one of the drones and actually gets a baby, which shouldn't be possible, and she's trying to keep that a secret. To experience the hierarchy and the life from her eyes, and it just, how to say that, and to take it over into our human life, of course. It's so fascinating, and at one point very early you just start to forget that this is about an animal, and you're just following her around there and her daily life. It's really a wonderful book. Yeah, so, and then just as a reminder from the last episode, where I got a parcel as a surprise from my friend Eve of the Books of the Wild Waters podcast. I got the book Strange Grace by Tessa Gretton. She also wrote the Queens of Innislear. I think, I'm not sure if Eve has a review about the Queens of Innislear, but we will do a buddy read about this book because I've read it in June now. It's so wonderful. So as soon as her or our buddy read video is up, I will post about it and check it out. We will try not to spoiler too much, because it's a fairy tale like story, not really YA, but kind of growing into your life's destiny, something like that, and it's so wonderful. We will talk about this in one of the next videos. Yeah, and then also my friend Eve sent me for my birthday awesome Fortnum and Mason's sweets. Wonderful, wonderful. And she also sent me 2 books. So the first is The Fire Queen by Joanna Courtney. We have read Lady Macbeth's story in spring. So there's also a body read. I will try to link that here. And I wanted to read the story about Ophelia, and she remembered that and sent me the book. So as they are really pretty, I am tempted to get the Blood Queen. Yeah, was it? Yeah, it was a Blood Queen. Also in a paperback, just to have them next to each other. But let's see. Yeah, that was a good book. And I'm looking forward to read this as well. So thank you. And she sent me, because it was on my wish list, Leah Landert's Almanac Journal. I've seen that on a podcast. I think it's called This Small Wonderful Life, I think. I will link it below. So, but it's a really nice podcast, and so in one of the journal episodes, this almanac was talked about, and I researched a bit and really liked the idea of it. So let me just show you. So you can fill. So it had really nice graphics, and if you can fill out all kinds of things about the sky and the nature around you, how the seasons progress, what you feel when you go on walks and everything, and just record that and your experiences. It's really nice. Thank you. Yeah, and then, because I don't have enough books, I think, because I'm not sure, was it because of a video by the Excuse My Reading Instagram. I'm not sure. I decided I wanted to read A Time of My Life by Cecilia Ahern. So it's not the newest book, of course, but very popular and very famous one. I want to read that. So this is about Lucy. So Lucy Silchester is she busied herself with other things, friends' lives, work issues, her car, everything, but she's stuck in a rut and deluding everyone, only her knows the real truth. So this is the time for a wake-up call and a meeting with life. And it turns out to be a kindly, rather run-down man in an old suit who's determined to change things and won't let Lucy off the hook. So sometimes we all need to make time for our life. So this totally fits my the time in my life at the moment. And yes, so the mirror image of her life and what she's doing with it is, for her, that old man in a shoddy suit. It's kind of correlating with the Midnight Library theme by Matt Haig, where the protagonist is on the brink of dying and just popping up in the Midnight Library, and every book is a version her life could have been at some point where she made a decision or not. And we had a body read on this in March, I think, so I will link the video here somewhere. If you're interested, I think it's already shortlisted, the Midnight Library. I'm not sure, but it's a big success for the author. It's a really good book, and yeah, this is some kind of in the same theme direction. I'm looking forward to read this as well. And then I watched a booktube video, but it's a German girl. I forgot the name, but I will link her because her channel is quite sweet. Her videos are in German though, so if you speak the language or if you're German, then yeah, just give it a try. What I bought is the Matched series by Ali Conti. She recommended there. It's YA. I'm usually not reading YA, but I love those dystopian kind of stories and those arranged relationship or arranged marriage kind of stories, you know. And Matched is something like that. So on her 17th birthday, Cassia meets her match. Society dictates he is her perfect partner for life, except he's not. In Cassia's society, officials decide who people love, how many children they have, where they work, when they die. But as Cassia finds herself falling in love with another boy, she is determined to make some choices of her own. And that's when her whole world begins to unravel. So please don't be shocked about the, let's say, the condition of the books. They are used. I have forgotten how that website is called where I bought them, but I often get used books there. It's just the front where it's a bit smudgy. They are unread, and yeah, so apart from the little dusty stuff, really in good condition. And I thought I just get them all at once and read them probably in a row. Yeah, let's see. I'm intrigued. And yeah, so there is a lot to do for July, as it seems. Well, they are not all on my TBR. I actually don't have a TBR. I think I should do some TBR game. I don't know, with the dice or whatever. Let's see. I am not decided yet, so I'm sticking to Lucy Worsley for the moment, and with my socks for the moment, and yeah, try to keep my garden in check, where all kinds of things are growing that are not supposed to be growing there. And yeah, and I'm trying to get my dog from digging holes everywhere. So I got a lot of dirt to fill them again from a very friendly neighbor, and he's just digging new holes and yeah, making traps everywhere. Yeah, so my two boys are trouble every day. Okay, yeah, so now I will get back to my sock and get back to watching a podcast, because I had no time this week. Evo, hey, could you please okay. So there is a little fire. It's not a fire pit because it's not in the ground, but you know, some kind of fireball. Those anyway, and I have logs in there because we want to have a little fire tonight and roast marshmallows, and he's stealing the logs, and yeah, there's a bunch lying around already. What was I talking about? I forgot it. I have no idea. He was distracting me. Anyway, yeah, I hope you have a very pleasant weekend. He's taking the next step. Naughty. And then he's looking at us like, what do you want? I'm such a good boy. Yeah, I hope you will have a very nice weekend or a nice summertime, and I hope I will have a couple of finished socks and a bit more progress on my wool sweater in July for the next episode. So all the best to you, have fun, and bye.